We're celebrating the 50th anniversary of hip-hop all year long, and hip-hop lovers can commemorate this anniversary with a special collector's item. Mass Appeal, Hip Hop 50, and Concrete Jungle all teamed up to announce a limited release of an OutKast figurine. That's right, I can't wait for this. The design commemorates the 25th anniversary of the group's Aquemini album, which is regarded as one of the most influential albums in hip-hop history. That song Aquemini, by the way, is so fire. Both verses, just crazy. The 15-pound statue features both Andre 3000 and Big Boy, showcasing various elements from their discography. Sculptor and animator Steven Cartocchio, better known as Concrete Jungle, designed the figurine. Steven joins me now. My brother, so good to see you. Talk to me about this OutKast creation. I'm an OutKast fan, been an OutKast fan for the whole time they've been around. I am a grown man. I'm still excited about a figurine.
I mean, it's just incredible to be able to put something out with OutKast. I've been a fan of them since I've been a little kid myself, and to do it on the 25th anniversary of Aquemini is just really, really incredible for me. So, as you mentioned, the statue is kind of a culmination of their entire discography. From Southern Playalistic, ATLiens, Stankonia. I believe today is the 23rd anniversary of that. Aquemini, Idlewild, everything is in there. And that's just something I've been doing with my pieces, is kind of trying to take the entire discography that these artists have created and just put it into sculptural form.
How do you get that idea to do something like that? Like, I think, all right, we'll make an album, we'll make a tribute album, we'll make a remaster, a reissue, we'll do a tour, we'll make a poster. Sure. But figurines? How'd that come about?
Yes, so the original idea was kind of alter egos to these characters. So one of the first figures I did was Kool Keith, who I think has maybe the most aliases in hip hop. So that was the original idea. And then as the kind of figures progressed, we did Method Man, who has his Johnny Blaze alter ego, Ghostface with the Eagle. I kind of wanted to bring more of the music into the piece and kind of tell a story about the artists themselves. So the pieces kind of got more detailed, they got bigger. I think Biggie was kind of really the first piece that I started incorporating settings into it. So if you look at the back of the Notorious B.I.G. figure, it has that bodega that he was doing the freestyle when he was like 16 years old. And then from there, I just, we had Redman. I incorporated things from Muddy Waters, from all the other albums. I just wanted to tell the story with the piece.
You do non-hip-hop figurines as well, or is hip-hop like the center of your art right now?
I have my own character, Frank, this bulldog from Concrete Jungle, which was an animated series where I took my name from, that I was developing since I was in art school. So I do figures with him, but up to this point, it's only been hip-hop figures.
How did hip-hop shape you as an artist? I mean, if you're only doing this kind of stuff, that means hip-hop must be running through your veins. How did you become a sculptor, and how did hip-hop shape that?
I mean, it's been, the soundtrack to my entire life since I'm 7, 8 years old. I mean, I was listening to Wu-Tang and Big L and Biggie and all those, artists from the 90s. I think that originally, other than the fact that I just liked it sonically, how it sounded, there was always this connection. My parents are both from New York, and they always romanticized these kind of like Scorsese movies and things like that. And there was kind of this callback between hip-hop and those movies, the Lox albums and Biggie saying, I'm the hip-hop version of Nicki from Casino. So I was kind of figuring hip-hop and those movies out at the same time, and there was always this back and forth between it. So I think that's what kind of made it stick as I was growing up. But it really has been just the soundtrack of everything that I've done in my entire life. So all my practice, it takes a lot of time to get good as an artist, and that's always been the soundtrack to me working. So I just really love it, and I'm glad to be able to work with these artists.
Yeah, that must be like a dream come true, to be able to not just go about your craft and make art from a distance, but to be right up in the middle of hip-hop, to know these artists, to meet these artists, to be inspired by them, to see them. What's it been like? I mean, as a fan, you must be geeking out sometimes, even if you have to act cool.
Of course. I mean, I work so much that like I kind of don't really take time to just take a breath and look around and see what I've made. But this year it's really hit me because, with the 50th anniversary, I've been to a lot of concerts this year, especially because there's been, Nas and Wu-Tang and Rakim and Eric B getting back together. And when you kind of go to these concerts and you're in an arena and you see 50,000 people, singing every lyric to these songs, and you're like, I've gotten to work with these guys. Like, it really, really hits home, and I'm thankful to be able to be a small piece of hip hop to the story of it.
Now, I know you love all your art. All of it's beautiful. Every artist is great, yada, yada, yada. What's your favorite figurine?
I would say that the Redman piece is probably one of my favorites. I think that's one of my most dynamic pieces. You always have to bring the character into it, and a lot of these guys are very stoic, and I have to portray them as such for it to make sense. But Redman was one that I really got to kind of go crazy with, because that's just his rhyme style, that's his personality, that's his music. So him breaking through the wall and kind of the mud slinging around him, I think that that's one of my strongest pieces. Same with the OutKast piece right now. I mean, I think that piece has a lot of movement to it, and I think I was pretty successful in portraying that.
Man, you've been successful in portraying all of these artists. It's amazing work that you're doing. We're proud of you. We're astonished by your gifts, man, and I can't wait to get my free figurines from you. No, I'm just joking. I'm going to buy all of them. Everybody, make sure you check them out. The figurine is sold exclusively through Mass Appeal. Go to the website, shop.massappeal.com. I'm going to be going there to get me a few of them things. Everybody, make sure you do it. Spread the love for hip-hop.